Hello students and parents. In addition to the course overview we provided you at the beginning of the year, we'd also like to walk you through a couple important things about the science course as you enter middle school science 6 this year. So a couple things on your course outline. First of all, we're really glad to have you and we're in for an exciting year. All the words you see in front of you help explain how we feel about science, and our goal for this year is to help you think like a scientist. So, as noted at the top of your course overview, we will do many things in science, and our main goal is to help you think and act like a scientist. We will be doing in-class experiments, inquiries, research, and field trips. We want you to ask questions about science. We want you to learn about science. We want you to be excited about science. The science curriculum this year is organized much like the math curriculum, as the Ministry of Education has changed the curriculum from kindergarten to grade 9. There are big ideas. There are 4 main big ideas within Science 6. Multicellular organisms. We also have mixtures. However, this year we've decided to move mixtures to grade 7. So you'll look at that again next year. And part of the reason is it just fits in a little bit better with grade 7. Newton's 3 laws of motion, and then we're going to look at the solar system and the Milky Way. Now, jumping down to the content, you'll notice that we have scientific method and thinking, and that's going to be a big focus of this year. So part of the reason for moving mixtures was to actually spend a bit more time on scientific method and thinking. We'll also look at body systems this year, Newton's 3 laws, and the solar system, as I just mentioned. All of those things will be wrapped around science competencies. And this is the part about thinking and acting like a scientist. We'll look at questioning and predicting, planning and conducting, processing and analyzing data and information, evaluating your findings, applying and innovating different science ideas and techniques, and finally communicating your findings with others, both in written and in oral format. As well as possibly some other ways. So we want you to be able to ask those questions and to be able to think about them and to be able to communicate your ideas to others. What will you need to be ready for this year? Well, we'd like you to have a binder because it's a good way to store everything. And in that binder, you can get some binder dividers as a way to organize your stuff. Loose leaf or graph paper can be very helpful. For some students, they may find graph paper a little bit easier to write with. Mechanical pencils, erasers, and pens. I know I like to use different color pencils sometimes to highlight different sections of my book. It helps me keep organized. A scientific calculator can always help you as you're doing calculations. The idea of using mathematics doesn't change when you're in science. However, if you're crunching difficult numbers, we want you to spend time thinking about science and not all your time doing pencil and paper calculations. However, your mental math will be very important to tell you if those calculations are correct. And an important part of grade 6 is also to make sure that you bring your supplies to class. You don't want to have to walk back and forth to the locker and maybe miss some important parts of class. Your agenda will be very helpful for that, and we will try to remind you prior to class anything that you may need that is a bit special. Now, how will you be assessed in the course? Well, your science teachers will be the same as your math teachers, and we're going to assess you much the same. We're going to review the work you do. We're going to look at all the quizzes, projects, labs, write-ups, talking you do. We're going to observe what you do in class. How are you at handling equipment and constructing models and making diagrams and showing your understanding? And we're going to listen to what you say. We want to know how you're talking to others, how you're helping others, and how you're learning from the questions that you ask. All of those will be part of your assessment. In addition, we'll still be looking at the 5 learning skills. How well do you complete your homework and other work? Do you manage your time effectively? Do you interact well with others? Can you demonstrate initiative and active engagement? And when it gets tough, are you able to meet those challenges, persevere, and get through? Ask the questions you need to. Now, in terms of how we're going to reflect how well you do that, we're looking for growth over time. So are you not yet meeting expectations? Are you approaching expectations? Have you met the expectations at a grade 6 level, or are you exceeding? You'll become more familiar with these as the year goes on, but we want to make sure that you show growth over the year. We all grow at different rates, and it's not about being the fastest. It's about growing as much as you can and learning as much as you can over the year. Well, what happens if you're absent in class? No different than in science. If you're absent in class, make sure you come and let us know. We'll help you get caught up. If you're not sure about a particular concept, maybe it's a little bit confusing, come and ask us. We are here to help you. We want to help you get better at science. And then a final word, the science department is here to help you. Please feel free to come and see us at any time. Remember, it's all about the science, and we want to help you get better at it. Thank you, and we're looking forward to seeing you in class.